boundless. Marvels from his radiant light, all creatures in the three worlds have emerged like birds, perching on tree branches countless. Manas and deities reside within his race as the Naga spoke his words, painted vivid images in the Brahmana's mind. And what, pray, tell the Brahmana asked, can be more wondrous than this? The Naga smiled knowingly. Behold, Rishishurya's mighty wind emanates from him, taking refuge in his rays and spreading across the universe like a great. All the Brahmana's eyes widened with curiosity. What other marvels has Surya wrought? He asked the Naga. Lean forward, his voice filled with awe. He divides the wind into many portions, creating rain that falls during the rainy season to nourish all living things. As he spoke, the sky above seemed to darken, as if the very heavens were responding to the Naga's words. The Brahmana's mind reeled at the Naga's tales of Surya's power. And what of his dark ray? He asked, his voice barely above. What whispered the Naga? Nodded solemnly. It transforms into clouds charged with rain, pouring down showers when the season calls for it. As if to illustrate this point, a gentle breeze rustled through the leaves. Nearby, the Brahmana's eyes shone with wonder. What can be more wondrous than this? He asked once more. The Naga smiled enigmatically. There is one marvel greater still, he said, his voice dripping with reverence. I have beheld it in the clear sky above me, as if drawn by an unseen force. The Brahmana leaned forward, his eyes fixed intently on the Naga's face. Tell me, great sage, he implored, what is this wonder of wonders? The Naga paused, collecting his thoughts before beginning to recount a tale of ancient times. It was a day like any other, the Naga began, when Surya shone brightly in all his glory. But then at noon the being approached him, shining with an effulgence equal to that of Surya himself. The Brahmana's eyes widened as the Naga described this majestic figure, whose presence seemed to fill the firmament and rend it apart. As the Naga spoke, the very air seemed to vibrate with energy.
In a far-off realm, Surya, the radiant deity, stood amidst a gathering of Nagas, recounting an extraordinary tale of a Brahmana who had achieved the impossible. The sun god's words hung in the air like a whispered secret, drawing the attention of all present. This being Surya, began his voice, filled with awe and reverence, is not one to be mistaken for the Lord of Fire or Azure, nor is he a serpent-like Naga. No, this individual has transcended such earthly bounds. The Nagas leaned forward, their curiosity. Pikvajurya continued his words, painting vivid pictures in the minds of those listening. This Brahmana had lived on fruits and roots, sometimes on fallen leaves and even water alone, or air, passing his days with a concentrated soul. He had devoted himself to the recitation of the sacred Sanhitas, pleasing Mahadeva, the great deity, with his unwavering dedication. The sun god's eyes shone with admiration as he described the Brahmana's ascetic practices. He had renounced all material desires and wealth, observing the Ancha vow which governed his sustenance. This selfless individual was devoted to the well-being of all creatures, a true embodiment of compassion and kindness. Surya paused, allowing the weight of his words to settle upon the gathering. Neither gods, nor Gandharvas, nor Asuras, nor Nagas can be considered superior to those who attain such an extraordinary end. Entering the solar disk, the sun god's voice rose with excitement as he revealed the Brahmana's ultimate fate. That day I beheld a wondrous sight, Surya said, his eyes sparkling. The Brahmana, crowned with success by observing the Ancha vow, had obtained the end that those who achieve ascetic success often acquire. Even now, O regenerate one, he roams the earth, staying within the disk of Surya. The gathering fell silent, mesmerized by the tale of this extraordinary individualis. Surya finished speaking. A hush fell over the assembly. The Nagas exchanged whispers, their faces aglow with wonder and reverence for the Brahmana's remarkable journey. In that moment the sun god's words seemed to illuminate not only the celestial realm, but also the hearts of those present, reminding them of the boundless potential within every being. The tale of the Brahmana who had achieved such an extraordinary end would be etched in their memories forever, a testament to the transformative power of devotion and self-discipline. And as they dispersed, each one carried with them a renewed sense of awe and respect for the mysteries of the universe and the human spirit that could achieve the impossible.
In a serene forest, a wise Brahmana named Dharmaranya sat beneath the shade of a tree, deeply engaged in conversation with a majestic Naga, a serpent-like deity named Naga. The Brahmana was enchanted by the Naga's words, which were filled with subtle meaning and profound wisdom. As they conversed, the Naga asked the Brahmana about his intentions and the purpose behind his visit. The Brahmana revealed that he had been seeking guidance on the path to righteousness and had discovered the Anchavala, powerful practice that would lead him to spiritual liberation. The Nega, pleased with the Brahmana's resolve, offered words of encouragement and shared his own understanding of the universal Brahmana. Moved by the Nega's kindness, expressed his gratitude and asked permission to depart. However, the Nega requested that he stay a while longer, for he had grown fond of the Brahmana's company. The Nega invited him to reside in his abode, surrounded by the beauty of nature, and promised to instruct him further on the Anchaval. The Brahmana, touched by the Nega's generosity, accepted his offer as they sat together beneath the tree. The Nega shared with the Brahmana the secrets of the universe, revealing that all beings are interconnected and that the ultimate goal is to merge with the Supreme. So with a newfound understanding and sense of purpose, the Brahmana resolved to follow the Anchaval. He bid farewell to the Nega, promising to remember him always and to seek his guidance whenever needed. The Nega, in turn, blessed the Brahmana and sent him off on his journey, confident that he would find peace and liberation through the practice of the Anchaval. The story of the Brahmana's encounter with the Nega was later shared by Chavana, a sage of great wisdom, with King Janaka. The king in turn narrated it to the celestial Rishi Narada, who passed it on to Indra, the chief of the gods. This sacred history was eventually recited to a gathering of esteemed Brahmanas and became a beacon of guidance for those seeking spiritual enlightenment. In this way, the tale of the Brahmana's journey with the Nega spread far and wide, inspiring generations to come to seek wisdom and follow the path of righteousness.